Hello and welcome to the Pretty Good Gaming Daily Triple, your no-shit gaming news video. That's 3 news stories in one video with zero faff. Anthem was the most bountiful of news stories in 2019, but it looks like things may actually be going up for the game in 2020. Anthem launched just under a year ago, and instead of becoming the next big thing among loot shooters, it became a snowballing shitstorm of controversy. For those who missed all that, the game currently sits at between 54 and 65 across PS4, Xbox One and PC on Metacritic. After a depressing photo shared to Twitter by Games Radar's Sam Loveridge showing that the devs left the Christmas decorations up, Bioware general manager Casey Hudson shared plans for a total overhaul of Anthem. The post acknowledges some of the game's many issues and promises to address them with a substantial reinvention, as opposed to continual updates and expansions. We have also heard your feedback that Anthem needs a more satisfying loot experience, better long-term progression and a more fulfilling endgame. So we recognize that there's still more fundamental work to be done to bring out the full potential of the experience, and it will require more substantial reinvention than an update or expansion. The major areas of development will be to reinvent the core gameplay loop with clear goals, motivating challenges, and progression with meaningful rewards, while preserving the fun of flying and fighting in a vast science fantasy setting. Anthem's launch troubles have been widely documented by the media and YouTubers, and following an article from Kotaku's Jason Schreier exposing the game's numerous developmental struggles, it has become very clear that the major problem was a lack of focused vision for the project. Casey Hudson also acknowledges this in the post, saying, "And to do that properly, we'll be doing something we'd like to have done more of the first time round, giving a focused team the time to test and iterate, focusing on gameplay first." Until the relaunch/reinvention/rebirth of Anthem takes place, the current version of the game will remain live, with store items rotating back through previous seasons in the meantime. The game has launched 3 seasons of new content so far, including the much anticipated Cataclysm event, but these did little to fix the fundamental issues of the game and was akin to putting a plaster on a bullet wound. There were rumblings of things happening for Anthem behind the scenes at Bioware back in November, again from Jason Schreier. The general chatter around an Anthem reboot has dubbed it things like Anthem 2.0 or Anthem Next, and has been compared to No Man's Sky, which went through a similar situation. No Man's Sky had a shocking launch with tons of missing features and missold promises, but eventually the folks at Hello Games managed to turn it around and finally relaunch the game as No Man's Sky Beyond with significant improvements. Other rumours were that Anthem would receive something more closely resembling Destiny 2's Forsaken expansion, but this new information points to something much more comprehensive and mentions a move away from full seasons. The post mentions nothing concrete, providing no details on when players can expect this update and little reassurance that this will actually be anything worthwhile. Anthem has been on life support since pretty much day one, and any dignity the game could have died with was lost long ago. This substantial redesign might well be the jolt to the heart the game desperately needs, but if it fails or takes too long, Anthem could just flatline and fail to reach its next birthday. Anthem really did have a lot of potential to become something great. Flying around in the exosuit was awesome, so hopefully Bioware can cobble something together to salvage the game and whatever's left of their reputation. There's no question that Sony has won this console generation after pumping out multiple excellent exclusives over the PS4's 6-year lifespan. But keeping those exclusives does come at a price, and now we know just how much. Insomniac's Spider-Man game is one of the PS4's best exclusive titles. It tells an awesome story with compelling characters and satisfying combat, but most importantly, has the best web swinging of any Spider-Man game. While Insomniac Spider-Man was a PS4 exclusive, the studio was not Sony owned. At least that was until August last year, when it was bought for around 24,895 million yen, or $229 million, or 231 million pounds. No matter what currency you're looking at, that's a whole lot of money. This figure has been revealed following Sony's financial report for the 3 months ending December 21st, 2019. Sony's acquisition of Insomniac was completed on November 15th, 2019, meaning that Spidey will be staying with Sony for the foreseeable future in video game form. When the announcement was first made back in summer, Insomniac CEO Ted Price described it as a homecoming because they've collaborated with Sony for more than 20 years. At the time, it was met with some criticism because it eliminated the possibility of playing Spider-Man or any other future Insomniac titles on other platforms. But since Sony owns the rights to the whole Spider-Man brand, movies included, it makes business sense to consolidate all branches of the IP under the Sony banner. That said, Sony has been making steps to expand its catalogue onto other platforms, with Kojima Productions' Death Stranding set to hit PC PC in summer 2020, so a future PC release may not entirely be outside the realm of possibility. That $229 million price tag doesn't just secure the future of Spider-Man on Sony platforms. It picks up one of the best development studios around and adds to Sony's already very impressive fleet of studios. There is no word yet on when a sequel to Spider-Man PS4 will launch, but Insomniac has been keeping busy in the interim with several VR titles, including Stormland, Strangelets, and Seedling. And finally, Devil May Cry 5 is arguably the best in the series, but for PC players, the game was sick with the plague that we like to call Denuvo. Thankfully, almost 1 year later, Capcom has seen sense and provided the antidote. Denuvo, in case you aren't aware, is an anti-piracy piece of software, but it actually does little to stop pirates stealing a game and often just ruins the games for the paying customer. That is no longer a problem since Capcom saw fit to remove the software in a patch. Now you can get those smoking sexy combos at the appropriate silky smooth frame rates the game truly deserves. When the game launched on Steam, there was an error that made two versions available, one with Denuvo and one without. The version without allegedly performs 25% faster, allowing for a 20 FPS higher frame rate. This isn't the first time Capcom has done this either, as in the past it removed Denuvo from Resident Evil 2 back in December, and Resident Evil 7 2 years after it launched. We've done several videos on how shit Denuvo is, including one recent story where an indie developer released a game on Pirate Bay and actually made more money, so be sure to check those out if you're interested. That's it for today. If you like this no shit format, make sure to give the video a like and a boost, hit subscribe and the bell if you want to stay up to date on all future installments, toss a coin to your YouTuber over at patreon.com/prettygoodgaming. I've been Henry Cooper, that's all for today, bye for now. Pumping out excellent exclusives. Sony's acquisition of Insomniac, crikey that's a bit of a tongue twister, Sony's acquisition of Insomniac, the IP under the Sony banner, But for PC players, it was sick with the plague that